All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us for a moment there. I told you it wouldn't be long, and we're right back. I am yauch. With me is Gramps, aka Sage, on the co-casting, and Wiethoofd on production. We are here in the server with 11 here already for the big one tonight. The two undefeated teams and the number 1 and number 2 seeds in ozfortress right now. We've got last season's champions, No Safe Word, coming up against the legendary, international land-proven, in 4th place anyway, Jasmine Tea. This is going to be an absolute cracker. These two teams have been trading out scrims all season. There's been a few roster debacles for both teams, but they've come good now, and we're on Gullywash and Badlands, guys, if you didn't already know that from the previous game. Quickly, Gramps, give me some pre-game.
Alright, I'm just going to talk about rosters like a boring old man. So, we have Jasmine. So, for those filthy people overseas who are watching this game, we have Jasmine's new roster. So the last you saw of Jasmine at LAN was, I believe, Madness, Yui, Scouts, Zaka, Roma, Geo, Pocket, Paulson, Demoman, and Mikey, Medic. So we've had a bit of a shuffle there. So Zaka is no longer Roma. We have Rocky, who is actually a Kiwi. That's an interesting factor. We have... Yeah, we have Elmo returning to Jasmine Tea as Scout. Elmo, another thing for the people watching overseas, Elmo was originally the Scout for Jasmine, and he couldn't make it to LAN, so they subbed him for Yui. So that's... Oh yeah, and Jono. Jono is previously a medic for No Safe Word. Yeah, Jono... Jono is a very good medic, and he's coming into this from leaving No Safe Word, I believe, so we'll see what they end up doing with this new roster. The one thing I've noticed, or I know about Jasmine, is that they're all fairly busy people, so their scrimming schedule has always been a bit awkward. So I don't know how good they've been this season with their limited scrim ability. But Madmen, No Safe Word, which is half of Madmen from last season, merged with the So basically what happened was, No Safe Word were the champions last season, and the Jasmine Tea players on that team ended up leaving to reform Jasmine Tea. So they merged with the team that came second last season. So that is Hertz, Locke, and is it... Oh no, they lost Vanna, so we have TJ coming in as well. So
TJ was a Mad Men sort of fringe player there, as a lot of the Mad Men roster was very sort of flexible last season. We'll say that's probably a nicer way of saying it, as I hope we have got Paulson's sign on stream, because I need you to have a look at that, Gramps. It's excellent.
It's broken for me, but I know what it is.
Okay, yeah. Quickly on the Jasmine changes, because I know that's what everyone's going to be looking at. We've got the most new sort of acquisitions of Rocky, the Spire king of Spire Kings, and Jono. I think if we're talking in terms of just straight up one-for-one mechanics, these are both definitely upgrades. I think that Rocky's rocket aim is... Well, I don't think anyone who has ever played against him would question that it's bordering on absurd how good his aim is, and definitely a more mechanically gifted player than Putty, but probably not as experienced on the Roma role, and he's very much been the pug player who takes 50% heals on Pocket, so he's really been coming into the Roma role and learning it with Jasmine Tea this season, so it'll be interesting to see how he's improved over the course of the season and how they managed to shape it up here against the top opposition. Jono is a freak. Jono is basically Australian Indust, except, like, I don't know, I won't throw anyone under the bus, but Jono's a really nice dude, is what I'm trying to say. Jono's the sort of dude that will go into Valve servers and then, like, double the next highest person's score playing combat medic with crossbows. His mechanics are absolutely unreal, and his movement is absolutely top-notch. So he's going to be a really exciting one to see. On the other hand, of the No Safe Word roster, I'm going to keep getting them confused with other teams, but bear with me. They've got some really talented players on there, but they've had a bit of a roster flux this season. Seeing Sol come back on the Roma, who was a former Jasmine Tea player back in the Brutalix Massive Saturdays era, is going to be really interesting. He's a really, really solid Roma. I think he's the most experienced player in ozfortress. He won ozfortress Season 1, and you can go right ahead, dude.
So... There was a thing I asked a while ago in ozfortress Discord, which is who is the longest standing player still playing ozfortress, and it's almost undoubtedly Sol. I believe Sol was the medic for the team that won the very first ozfortress Season 1 tournament.
Yeah, that's Mad Dogs.
Yeah, and to see somebody around from that age is nutty, and to see him, I don't know. It's interesting to see. He's I don't know. It's just I can't believe it. Like, this game is so old. It's nutty to see people around from those days still, and still playing in top level TF2. So I don't know. It's very interesting to see. Like, people have put, I think 6,000 hours in TF2, and there are people who put 6,000 hours into TF2 before I started playing TF2. That's ridiculous. Anyway.
Mind-boggling when you put it like that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Quick shout out to Coolio626 in chat. Hi, Dave. We're not trash talking you. Yeah, so it'll be a really interesting one to see. I want to touch briefly on the roster shakeups that they've had across the over the course of the season and the preseason on the no safe word side of things, because they have had some sort of interesting ones. Their original roster that they were going with, they were sort of flip-flopping around between this combination of Hertz on Roma, they had Varna on Scout, they had Sol on Scout as well, and all these such things, and they also had Doge on Medic, who is now on Jasmine Tea. Doge, I believe, left due to some compatibility issues with the team, which is a nice way of saying he got cut because he didn't talk. Which is interesting to bring in Locke, who is a player that has really good synergy with people like Hertz and TJ, has played a lot of TF2 with those guys, probably made his name as a soldier player, but a very, very solid mechanically medic, but probably... I don't know, the Jono trade-up is a really interesting one. They finally, per what I'm told is Yukari's recommendation, they arrived at Hertz and Varna on Scout with Sol on Roma, which is a really, really exciting roster to watch. Varna has since left the team, again with some sort of incompatibilities between him and the team, especially in terms of scrimming schedule and whatnot, which is a real shame because their replacement TJ is a very solid player. He's got very good aim, a player from, I believe he's from Singapore, Gramps. You're the Asia Fort expert in residence.
He's not Singaporean. I've made this mistake myself.
Hong Kong or something.
He's not Hong. You're gonna get racist if you keep guessing Asian countries.
No, I swear it says on his profile that he's from
Malaysian.
Singapore.
He's a Malaysian player.
All right, I'm getting confuzzled then. Leave me alone. But yeah, he is coming in, but he plays basically the polar opposite role to Varna, and I think it's really caused a few issues for the team, and they've come off, like, I don't want to say that they're a weaker team for it, but they're not the same team. Varna was almost is very much an Elmo style scout in that they have that just insanely ridiculous aim, and they're just able to take a buff, or not even take a buff, and just absolutely punch holes in the flank with their aim, whereas TJ is very much a pocket scout. He takes a lot of heals, he comes into fights extremely late, bordering on baiting, I know, has been a lot of the criticism of him. It's his playstyle, and it is effective, but it's not effective in the way that Varna's was, so I think the Scout matchup is going to be one that we need to watch tonight. With Madness, of course, never really having had his opportunity shine on the international stage, mainly due to a bit of an overlap with Yui on their roles, but he's got his most comfortable role now at the moment. Hopefully his net's not a little bit on the toasty side, as I've heard it has been. That's why we're taking a while with the pregame here. He's restarting. But yeah, I think this will be a really interesting one because Paulson solid as ever, Geo solid as ever, Yule and Enrith both, of course, extremely solid players on the combo for no safe word as well. So I think the flank matchup will be it'll be fascinating to see. I think that's where this map will be won and lost because the combos for both teams are givens. Would you agree with that, Gramps?
Yeah, definitely. I can get behind that, I'd say. We'll see. I don't know. Oh, we see a ready up already. I don't know if this is baiting me, but... Okay, we see them running up. Okay, we're live. We're good. Alright, so, like you said, I'm interested to see how the scouts compete for no safe word, but I'll let you take this mid.
Alrighty, I'm gonna watch DJ Paulie Paulson. Who else could I possibly watch on this mid? As he's going to be rolling out to his own choke. Paulson with the West Australian internet, it's worth pointing out. So he's sitting on 80 ping right now, and he's probably going to remain there. Enrith really focusing his damage over from the Jasmine side of things, as opposed to focusing on the big door. Jono's, rather locks down very low. And Paulson's going to walk across with Rocky, and Rocky's going to open up the aggression, but really give Paulson some room to do some work. But the combo of Jasmine have been stuck under the point here, and Paulson's going to get taken down by Yule. Yule's going to get traded out by Badness. Jono is going to be able to walk back up the Jasmine side of mid, but it's just TJ and Locke right now taking a duel with both scouts of Jasmine Tea, as Elmo's going to get taken down by TJ, who's buying a lot of time for nothing actually, as Locke died. I totally missed that. But again, we're seeing it, that pre-game sort of thing that we were talking about. We weren't totally talking out of our asses because Elmo and Madness, Elmo being the 9-year-old girl frog famously, really doing a lot of work on that mid to clean up on some iffy positioning of their combo.
Yeah. Oh my god, Hertz already up very aggressively on the sniper, and if seen anything from Grandfather's last season, Hertz is not one to be messed with on sniper, so if anything else, they're backing up because they've lost this player. I've got a weird bug where the sentry is following Soul around on last. I don't know if that's anything anyone else can see, but...
Oh, I've had that one before, it's a bit of fun.
It doesn't matter, so we'll see. They'll probably start capping this out. Hertz is still up on the thing, they're trying to get this cap. It's a bit of an awkward position. Hertz is still up there, and they haven't taken any position to fly him back. I think they're worried that he's baiting. Yeah, he's gonna get back to last now, so we're gonna see the Uber being built out. They're not taking any risks here, so this is the thing is, Jasmine and No Safe Word, although Jasmine have a better track record, especially in scrims of their plays against them, is that it hasn't been a sure thing for Jasmine all season. Jasmine on worst days have either tied or lost in certain scrims every now and then, and it's definitely not a sure thing for Jasmine to win, as most people would come in expecting. So they've got this Uber, but they haven't done anything. Hertz is up on the Spy, we'll see if he can do anything. I think he's just checking for classes, and now he's on Pyro. They spam out Rocky going for a Force, I think?
Yeah, going for a sack, but I think that's some... Rocky still teething his rover roll a little bit there. That was the... that he didn't even manage to make that into a bomb, he just exploded. That's quite funny, but... yeah, Hertz, I don't know, that's nothing we really... One thing we didn't touch on is a utility god. His aim is ridiculous. TJ is actually going to peek into this lobby and take down Elmo, and that is going to cue Jasmine backing out of this lobby area. They're not really taking any risks at the moment, and Rocky is up on Sniper. Is this a thing?
Rocky is a very good sniper. I wouldn't put it past him.
I've never seen this. I'm not saying that he's not. I've just never seen this before. This is really interesting. Honestly, Hertz on Spy again, though.
They're probably just checking classes. I would have definitely expected more of the, maybe open the door for Elmo, but Rocky, yet again, like I said, is a competent sniper. It's not something to scoff at. And he's just checking. They know they have a sniper, so they shouldn't be dumb about this. See if they can nothing done, because they're just checking River right now. This is going to be... I can definitely see this is going to be a lot more methodical than the game we casted before, as they're just slowing this down, but team's not looking to make any mistakes.
Yeah. You're exactly right. Sorry if I got a little bit antsy there on the Hertz Spy. Hertz known for those spy plays at some rather unkosher times, and no matter what class he's playing as well. So I would love to see seeing a little that make a resurgence. We've seen a lot of it last season. Nothing really for the time being, as he actually is opting to attempt to counter-snipe Rocky there from the left spawn area from his perspective. Soul's still up on the engineer. He's leaving his sentry at level 2 to get that slightly faster bullet speed. Down in the lower area, Rocky's going to pop off a shot and not really find anyone from that lower main area, and yeah, Jasmine are just happy to sort of sit around in the stairs area and reset. We're in for a Gullywash here, Gramps. That's for sure.
I hate casting patient players. Alright, so we'll see what they end up doing. Rocky's top on the sniper is painfully slow. I think both teams are very worried that they're going to make mistakes, and they're both just taking it one step at a time. Paulson's edging a trap, and Rocky just jumps straight in, and... Oh no, it's Geo, sorry, he doesn't get anything done. They're getting a little antsy, it looks like. And the sniper from Hertz is definitely going to open up some room now. He's just checking River, and he hasn't got anything done yet, but he's in a forward position, so if anyone peeks it, they're definitely going to be in for a little bit of a... shot. They're taking lobby though. This is the first sign of aggression we've seen from No Safe Word out of this
going to get taken down by Madness though, was sniping really aggressively in the river. Sorry to cut you off there, but that could be the pick that Jasmine wanted. They're looking up a little bit here. They might take this, but they just might use this to give Rocky an angle as well, as he's scoping up from main rather. And they're going to use it after nearly 3 minutes of stalemates there. They're going to use in through River is Paulson and trade out the Uber. Paulson's going to get taken down post Uber though, and they're not even going to get the force off onto Locke. Locke's going to finally counter up here now, aggressing into this lower lobby with both his scouts and Yule in tow, and they're looking to catch out Jasmine here in this River area. Elmo's going to get taken down by Hertz. Geo's probably going to get found out here. He's just trying to buy some time for his medic to back out with Madness in tow. They are well and truly out of that choke. The Patience almost coming back to bite them in the arse dust, because once they got that pick, they were so sloppy using it. They were so slow with Jasmine. Fortunately, Jono did get out though, so Ubers are going to be even, but Gio and Elmo both up on the spawn now, so we'll have to see. As no safe word trying to get back into mid, Yule's going to explode himself, trying to jump off the nipple there. Soul is in a long way. He's going to get a lot of damage out onto Paulson, but Paulson manages to surf it away, and that's 2 soldier picks all of a sudden for in favour of Jasmine. So let's see them try and push this through the big door here with this player ad.
Yeah, sure. We'll see if we can get anything done. They're starting to break up. Lock is already all the way back. They've got Uber up on both sides. We're going to see maybe a return of what we just saw, and they're looking to get in aggressive lower. Johnny's going to force pretty early, and not going to take a lot of ground to serve the bat, and they drop Gio, but they do get the force. Johnny's just trying to get out with his life. We see kind of return. They're low health on TJ and Hurt, so we're not going to see much scat aggression, and it looks like we're just going to see, if you can guess, another stalemate. So, welcome to top level Gullywash.
Shock horror. Yule's really aggressive here in this lobby. He's going to sort of find out Elmo, and Rocky's going to try and follow it up, but the rest of No Safe Word forwarding into lobby there to follow up on Yule peeking aggressively is going to find out both of those flank picks for Jasmine. Really good play there. Really sort of unexpected thing there, but really nice air shot there by Paulson to defend his medic of Jono. That's huge at the choke area, and Gio's up on the sniper now, and he's down on the sniper. He's actually going to die. Paulson's going to get straight back in through this choke with Madness in turn. Madness is going to lose that fight out actually to TJ, though Enrith's going to go down to Elmo, so that's a demo pick for Jasmine, and Paulson's going to get the pipe onto TJ as well, looking real crisp tonight as Paulson, which is exciting to see. Soul's caught in lower as well. They actually seem to be opting to ignore him, as he is going to, they're not really going to get anything done, as Paulson is going to absolutely mince Yule before either Uber is really popped. Rocky's going to get a fair bit of cap time, but he's going to get tabbed safely off the point by Jono. Jono's going to get caught out by that Soul, though, in lower. He's going to have to rethink his exit strategy, and he's going to get caught out by TJ, so that long con really paying off there for Soul, as Madness is going to get taken down as well. They're re-aggressing, though, by Jasmine, and they're able to get time on the point. Rocky and Paulson combining, they're just not able to get through the sticks of Paulson to get onto Rocky on the point, and that's a really clinical push there from Jasmine, putting them up 1-0 after a lot of scrappy fighting.
Jasmine, yeah, definitely. It was a bit of a scrappy thing though, but Jasmine are really good at making the best of a bad situation. They walk through, they play it, they annoy players on all sides, and they divert attention, and Rocky can just get on the point and take the space that he needs. So we're going to see a pretty passive mid actually. Paulson goes down very early because of aggression from the other team, and it looks like they're already giving this up on the side of Jasmine. They're not going to play this dumb, they're going to get their players out. This is a good thing to see. We're going to see aggression already from choke, because they don't want to give them any room. Yule and Unearth are pushing through this choke. They're starting to get through. They've taken second with that much congestion. Almost very forward. They're probably going to get cleaned up. He is. And that is pretty awkward, as we might see them trying to push into this lobby already. We just see Hertz go down there in a return, trying to get aggressive.
Yeah, good kill there to sort of slow things down by Madness. Elmo's not really being able to get much done on the flank in the way that he likes to. He really likes to take fights on the flank in really awkward positions for the enemy dude and win those fights just based off pure DM, but he's often finding himself in 2v1 situations, and that's thanks to some really disciplined play by Hertz and Soul there to make sure that they're never really isolated fighting Elmo alone. That's really heads up stuff by No Safe Word, as we're going to see the Elmo sniper and the Hertz sniper Madness up on the NG. This is a carbon copy of what we saw on the other last just a few moments ago, Gramps, as more patient Gullywash, but that really said, Jasmine are really, forward up in River. They're getting a bit of spam onto the combo of No Safe Word, but Hertz is being able to rattle off some shots, and they've retreated back to Lask, and Rocky is very low. Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, the sniper play is always a bit awkward. We see... Okay, so we're gonna... It's just exchange spam again. Hertz probably going to be playing off this sniper pick, who is lower, but Elmo, playing clever, rushes straight into him. Also playing with a buff, so it's an easy frag. The sentry is still up, so we might see a counterplay, maybe from Rocky. G is going to aggro, actually, maybe looking for a trade. We see aggression from Scats and lower. He's just clearing the stickies. The stickies are cleared. Madness still on the NG, so they don't have all the possible movement they wanted, but they're kiting this well. They haven't gotten the many picks exiting this lobby, and Hertz is going to spawn up, still on sniper. They have Soul, though, he's in a pretty sneaky position there, but he's going to meet Gio. They're going to exchange a rocket and a half, but no, I think Gio's going to be able to jump out there. They didn't really have the position to follow up for No Safe Word, as we are going to see Hertz back up onto the sniper. And yeah, nothing really changed. Dude, I don't know what it is. I think it's just these high stakes stalemates at last. They always just like they make me nauseous. They're like it's so nervous to me. Like we'll see what they end up doing because they're breaking. We have Hertz picking River and they don't really have much to support it. He domes Paulson, really nice shot in midair jumping. We'll see if they get a counterplay, but Hertz does get down. But they do have a better push as they start Ubering and they trade later and the sentry hasn't gone down because of the lack of spam on it. The sentry's staying up really long. And
Everest goes down to Madness as well.
Yeah, that
sorry, off Uber.
That's definitely gonna prompt at least some aggression from Jasmine as Paulson does get the spawn as well. Sol in a sneaky position yet again. He's just trying to spin the lower. Geo goes down. They are having a lot of trouble breaking out of this last and Jasmine, Rocky might go down actually. So they lose Lock and Yule though. So it's a really good play. Rocky taking a lot of fire from the side and we have to play aggressive on last. He's going for the back cap. He's gonna die very early. Sol. Just 3 players up and they need to play heals and break into second now. They have an Enrith demo who's watching lower, so we might see if it does get debt, and we should see it starting to cap. Yeah, but Hertz is hiding behind the point, going for a play. They don't expect it. Johnny's in a perfect place to get caught out by this. He jumps onto Paulson. He doesn't hit his shot. Oh, that's close. He gets Johnny to 60 health. Bit of an awkward position there.
Jono on 9 following the spam. He's very, very close. Jono's showing his movement chops there, avoiding all that Hertz damage. But Enrith with the big trap is going to get a lot of damage into Choke, and TJ and Sol are going to combine onto Geo as well. And that's going to just cue out the aggression from No Safe Word to collapse on this Choke. They've managed to back it up a little bit, have Jasmine, but yeah, they are rotating the big door. No Safe Word looking to push it in with this player advantage. Paulson's going to meet them with the Uber advantage though, and it's probably not an ideal Uber for them here. Rocky isn't going to be able to chase forward and get anything done. The players are back up on field for Jasmine, but Locke is nearly up in his Uber, and they've rotated back to Choke by the looks of things, so the positioning for Jasmine is really passive and they need to be able to get a force here, otherwise this could be dire as far as their last defense goes, and Locke is in such passive positioning back here in this Choke, not even healing his dudes, he just doesn't want to get forced, and that's a pretty heads up play there by him. Jasmine lingering in this top area, but really to no avail. Rocky's going to get caught out though he's actually going to exchange with the force though into lobby. I think that No Safe Word thought there were more players sort of stuck around in that forward in that lobby area there. Sol's going to jump in, but he's going to get immediately minced by both scouts. He's actually going to get Geo though, and Jono's going to get taken down by Hertz, and lots of frags being exchanged here, but the player advantage really in favour of No Safe Word as we're going to see them cap out the round.
Definitely. We'll see what they end up doing at this mid. This is really close and back and forth so far. Both teams playing kind of trying to play safe, very methodical, and trying to make sure nothing is left down to DM fights because DM on both teams is actually very strong. So Paulson goes forward. The thing that happened last time was Paulson got pushed by a scout, I think, and got killed. So we'll see what ends up happening because Sol is aggro onto him. He doesn't die early this time, but he does go down pretty low. He hits a crossbow, and no progression from either side has really occurred yet. They're starting to lose on the side of No Safe Word though. PJ goes down, and so does Locke in a spam fight. Sol is far back behind, and it's just Enrith. Madness has gone down, and it's literally just Sol going in deep. He's trying to kill Jono, and he's on Jono. Ooh, hits the second.
Sol got taken out of that fight so early there by Elmo. He just sort of found himself lingering on the Jasmine side of mid on the ground, but Elmo with a buff underneath is just able to sort of put some damage into him such that he's not able to ever get onto the Jasmine combo until very late in that Uber where into that mid where he's not really going to have a choice, but Jono gets forced there by a peeking Yule, I believe that was. Really nice play there by him to get a really, really unfortunate force out for Jasmine. Rocky is going to trade out with Yule, so that's a soldier for a soldier, but it's going to be really end up worth it in the end as words don't quite work, as Jasmine are actually going to opt to push this off Uber. They're going to come in through this drop down area. Paulson's going to pull pipe down Hertz, and the sentry isn't quite being taken care of now, but it's actually going to go down to Jono as Madness is actually going to be able to get some cap time, and No Safe Word have just been stuffed in spawn there, so really nice play by Jasmine, just catching them with their pants down a little bit there. No Safe Word not expecting the even player repush and able to get a lot of damage for free while No Safe Word weren't really paying attention.
It's the Australian aggression people talk about after these international lands is, I would never expect a team to push dry into a sentry gun, but they called it, they made it work, they caught them all by surprise. So see aggression from Sol straight into Paulson and gets him down very low. Rocky goes down after Paulson gets a trade, and Ruth goes down to Elmo, and we're seeing a lot of aggression. Geo's just getting absolutely... Geo doing his 360s almost loses Lock in that fight, so we'll see. Probably players, yeah, they're trying to look like it looks... I think, yeah, they're trying to get in on, trying to annoy them. They might be trying to go for this medic, but just playing team tower defense right now, so see what they actually do.
That's a good turn, but that's a very good pipe there by Paulson to take down Hertz, who had been peppered down a little bit. And again, TJ Paulson says no, he doesn't like scouts, and he's going to send them both packing. They sort of had the right idea there, but they weren't really, I don't know, ever looking threatening with those two scouts. They were sort of just almost baiting each other. Neither one looked willing to engage. Yul is above this choke point here, but he's going to get spotted out, and he's going to jump away into the safe embrace of his team. As Soul's going to rebomb the choke point, but he's only going to manage to get about 60 odd damage onto Jono. So Jono tucked away safely there in the choke, not going to get forced out by either soldier. Good play there by him. Lock is up on 60% Uber, so they are probably going to want to get a wiggle on here, Jasmine, and they're looking to poke it through the lower, but Yul is meeting them there again. Yul has really got a good read on these Jasmine players at the moment, but he is going to get taken down, probably overstaying his welcome there in bottom lobby, and they're going to move in through main. Jasmine leading on Madness, and he's going to get straight onto the point, and he and Rocky are going to combine to take out the sentry that was in the lower area, and just using that Uber to get the scout onto the point while the rest of the team is able to pump out so much damage. Really effective, excellent push there by Jasmine as they take a very quick 3-1 lead. That's the quickest round of the match, I think, Grams.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what they end up doing. I know if on Badlands, actually, I know if this keeping with Paulson, which is not an easy task on these rollouts, so you see what they're doing. Better health on Endless, but just barely. TJ goes down to Stickies from Paulson. Paulson's doing so much damage on these mids. Rocky goes down, but he tries to be over Elmo. And we see aggression from Elmo in flank, just trying to pincer these players. Elmo is doing such a good job of making it so they cannot be focusing on the combo. He's annoying the people on the flank constantly. They can't do what they need to do to win these mids, and it's working really well. They keep the medic up this time, so we won't see a straight push into last, but they do have hide, because we see Hurt's getting really aggressive. He does end up backing to spam. I don't know, dude. This will be interesting to see. We might see another sack to a sniper play, we might see forward aggression, see what they do, because it's so unpredictable with Jasmine. Their strategies are really interesting to see put into practice.
Yep, Hurt's up in the sniper. He's going to take Yul with him and take an angle into this river, but he's been spotted out trying to get onto that little lip there by Madness, and he's going to get spammed on out. Let's see if we keep going with Sniper Roulette on Jasmine. They've had two different snipers so far, and neither of them are the Elmo sniper that I'd typically expect, so let's see what they opt to do here. Again, like, no real utils, like, no engineer this time from Soul, so this is where I'd really like to see them get the Elmo buffers. That's a really nice shot from Hurts onto Madness to dome him, take him out of the fight, so maybe Madness will come up on Sniper. Let's see what happens, but I want to get back to what I was saying. This is the situation where you buff Elmo and you, like, really get him to jam in and try and get something done. He's trying to do it now, like, sort of lurking around that lower area, but I don't know, he hasn't had the opportunity, as we're going to see Madness up on Sniper as, yeah, that's 3 snipers so far. How long until Jono goes Sniper?
Dude, that's something I want to see. Let's hope we get to the dead time where Jono comes up sniper. So we'll see what ends up happening. We want to see Madness get aggressive, try and get a pick. That's how I want to see it at least. Hurts is just taking him off. He's looking angles. Madness just dooms him while he's standing still waiting for heals. Probably what you expect. Madness not happy with the domination Hurts got him from last round, so he just absolutely says no to that. He thinks from under. He's trying to get aggro. This is an awkward position because if you get rushed by a scout, there's not a whole bunch you can do.
Yeah, as we saw Hurts learn last round.
Yeah. Getting done. Paulson spamming out Soul pretty far. We'll see. I want to see Madness get aggressive. They get the force. Ideal. Paulson is going to be probably okay. Backs up. I was wrong on that call. He's just playing stickies right now. They have full over advantage, but they do have a sniper. This is the issue with snipers. When the advantages do come to you, you don't have the pushing power that you want. But could go back and change honestly. If Rocky held the door open for him, but it doesn't look like they're going to do it.
No, probably not worth the time there. Good play by Jasmine to really get back onto that second. The higher percentage play is to wait for the Uber to fade and to repush with all your players. That's such an easy position to defend as well. But we see no safe word. You're with some, Enrith rather, with some very aggressive stickies. Hurts is having a little peek into the lower area, but Jasmine have totally bypassed this. They're going in through river. The combo of no safe word is coming back now, as there is a sentry that I hear shooting away from the sneaky area, but again, Rocky just standing on the point. It's the same push every single time for Nationwalk, and it keeps working. Rocky running the pain train, I believe that is, and they're just able to get him through under or through the Uber, skip someone with ×2 cap onto the point, and then just preoccupy no safe word with fighting the rest of the team. It's the same push every time, and no safe word need to wisen up to it. Maybe play someone water, as that's 4-1 to Jasmine.
Definitely, I think they're getting pretty think it's the odd thing. I'm gonna watch. Jay's been pretty aggressive. He's just kind of watching the flank, letting his team take the room that they need. He's gonna jump onto their side, but he gets denied because of good rockets from Sol. The trades are coming out. They lose 2 soldiers to 2 scouts. I don't know. I'd probably rather have my scouts in this fight as Madness is 40 on the demo, puts him down to 20 health. We see really awkward health on Jasmine, so this mid isn't over. They're just exchanging blows, trying to see what happens. Jono's going to come up on his Uber in a second. Locke's already there. We have him coming up just now, and spawns are coming out for the soldiers of Jasmine, and they're trying to get to mid as fast as they can as the scouts are just running for no safe word. And Elmo finally goes down, and we'll see if... Yeah, okay. Jasmine are calling it quits, saying, okay, you've backed us up enough, we don't have the players, we're going to play second here.
Yeah, and well, we've seen the Jasmine aggression so far. I think that was more the fact that they just didn't have the positioning there. So, smart play. Geo's aim will never make sense to me. I'm just going to straight up put that out there. They're actually pushing in really aggressively. Yul in a long way from the victor, and he's actually going to hit the midi onto Jono, but Jono, with the reflexes of a Jesus-type figure, is going to pop the Uber off. Yul's going to take it forward into lobby, get a fair bit of damage out onto Paulson, but that was a really, really impressive all-round play there by everyone in the server. I'm really impressed there. And Nook's going to stick out the shutter door, and he's going to take down Elmo, and a lot of frags being traded out here in this big door area, a lot of spam going down, but Enrith has managed to pump out so much damage that he's able to take down some of the really important damage dealing classes for Jasmine Tea as Geo's up on Engineer on the last. Hertz is running forward onto Jono. He's not going to quite manage to survive his Jono this time, but Hertz is going to get taken down in kind by a combination of Rocky and the Geo Engineer. Hertz dropping a lol in chat. He probably thought that was pretty funny. A little bit of BM being exchanged, that's always a bit of fun, but huge Uber advantage there from Locke, which is a shame to see Jono go down there because that was really bloody impressive.
Hertz laying down some trash talk. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. Laying some trash talk onto his former medic. So well, it's a bit harsh. And now it's just the fight has just turned into an exchange of linguistics as both teams just arguing. But we'll see what they end up doing. Madness is on the sniper and they've moved in. He's going for a pick. He's going to get back on the scout. Sentry isn't ideal. They do get the sentry. They finally pick up Rocky, but TJ goes down. Enrith locking off spawns, ends up getting a scout. They're going to get the captains. Not a whole bunch to stop him. Geo is playing this really well. He's going to get on the soldier as well and might get a pick. But he's going to die and it's going to be a wipe.
Yeah, signs of life here for no safe word. This could be the round that they need to get themselves back in. They're at a 2-round deficit, but they've got 7 minutes to do it, so it's definitely doable. If anyone remembers the grand finals from a few seasons back between the Hardys and I believe it was some no safe word type team, the rounds were being exchanged very, very quickly on Gullywash. As we're going to see Paulson pumping out a fair bit of damage into that choke area. He's going to get a bit of a tag onto Locke, but not really much else happening. Geo's actually playing under. Both soldiers for Jasmine playing under. This is really interesting to see. Geo's going to manage to get some damage down onto Yul, and Yul's ostensibly out of this fight here, as is Geo. He's going to get the crossbow and going to finally half commit to the aggression there as Rocky's going to go hurtling in, and Paulson's going to get taken down. Finally, the aggression all opens up, and it's the flank classes of Jasmine Tea doing a lot of work right now. Geo has got an X-skill stick. He is chasing hard onto Locke, and he's going to swipe him down. That was such a ridiculous chase with the equalizer escape plan type thing from Geo, all the way from mid on 11 health into lower lobby of red to take down Locke with the melee kill. He committed to it, and kudos to him. That was a very entertaining mid, and really good play towards the end of it from the Jasmine scouts to clean up a lot of damage there and really tip what was a very tenuous mid into the favour of Jasmine.
Definitely. So we're going to see a little bit of advantage for Jono. They're going to take the second. They're going to start capping soon. But they're going to try and aggress this. Hertz is out. He's going to go big door. He might be going for the full play around flank because he's going to go behind
Paulson.
Yul gets cleaned by Paulson. Huge aggression. G is going to click up Locke. Just to make sure Jono stays alive here. They got players behind, which could make this difficult. He goes for a huge aggro bomb. Trying to kill Elmo, block the point maybe. But Hertz is on Jono. He's going to hit the shots. He doesn't. That's bad luck, and that's going to be a wipe, and I cannot see this not being around. Yeah, no, yeah. 5-2. 5 minutes left. This is possible, but they're going to have to win this mid.
Yeah, a bit of DM flex there from Paulson in the during the second push. Some really nice air stickies to take down Yul, and then Geo just able to shoot the doorway in a way that Elmo would be proud of, and just deal a lot of damage there, which was able to be cleaned up by Jasmine on the entirety of the no safe word roster. As both demo men are going to be rolling out their respective side here. Both soldiers for no safe word playing on their own side here, as are the soldiers for Jasmine, as I say that, Gio has actually been taken out of this fight in the big door in a very awkward way. Rocky is going to find a frag underneath onto Yule before being taken down by a sticky of Enrith himself. Gio's going to be bombing in late, straight onto Locke. Locke's going to surf it away onto the little lip. What an excellent surf there by Locke. That was absolutely huge. As Paulson's actually going to find 2 still. He's backing out with his medic. Really well played there to defend Jono by Paulson. DM flex once again. But I'm so impressed there by that surf from Locke. That was so well done to surf around onto the little lip to make sure he didn't take the full damage in crater and survive that mid.
Yeah, we're getting the Uber off both teams and looks like they're going to fight this. They're coming through now. They're backing them out of choke without using the super. Really good play. Paulson and Elmo just holding it up and making sure that these players don't want to just the patience. The Uber comes forward, but it's much better for Jono. Jono's going to finally pop and it's way better. They're going to start backing up at the flank. He's being pressured. I know safeword. I'm seeing what they get. There hasn't been any return frags in this Uber, and the flank has gotten so much room for no safeword. Jono does get cleaned up. Yule goes down, but they lose Rocky and Jono in the fight, so this is likely going the way of no safeword. Jay goes down as well, and it's just scouts trying to rush in, trying to get a medic play. Madness is upper, and they get 2 spawns in 5 seconds, but this could easily go in the favor of no safeword if they play correctly. Rocky and Jono are going to come up. Yeah, that's going to be around. They can't do anything.
Yeah, well played there in the post Uber by no safe word. It was an awkward position to take an Uber exchange in for Jasmine anyway, but Paulson and Jono just found themselves completely alone without any real close range damage to protect them in that shutter door area, which is the lowest of the low ground on Gullywash second. Just not able to really get anything going on that second push, and they just found themselves completely outnumbered, completely alone, and gonna die. Rocky's gonna attempt some early aggression there, but he's gonna get denied pretty hard by TJ and taken down with the cross damage chip shot. Yule's gonna try and open up the aggression. He's gonna get Elmo down very low, but again goes down, so that's a soldier for a soldier. Sol's taken some interesting position here on the side of Jasmine Tea. He's gonna actually direct his attention down to Elmo under, but Hertz and TJ are combining just on the nipple, denying Jasmine any position towards the end of that mid-fight. They both had health and they both had crossbows, and so it looks like they're fording in through lower. Hertz is going to get down really aggressively, and TJ with the follow-up is actually going to take down Paulson and then just manage to squeak away there. Slight bait by TJ, but it ends up working it out. Sol's going to get taken down by Madness though, and Rocky is peeking this Riverside really aggressively. With this player disadvantage that No Safeword's had, I would have liked to see him go for something, despite the Paulson deadness, but Hertz is on Spy, and, well, it had to happen at some point, I suppose. Gio's on Sniper, I don't know, Elmo's on the Engineer. Hertz has managed to get in through main, and Rocky's gone down to Yule, so that's not an ideal situation, really. Hertz is below the point, actually. He's standing there disguised as a baddie scatter. He's actually going to try and get onto the point as the Uber comes in here onto Yule, but Yule's been bounced away a long way from his medic, and Locke's not going to be able to find anyone to put the remainder of that Uber on that can get anything done. Yule just getting bounced away and really not able to open anything up. Elmo up on his main, and he's going to mince some dudes, putting out a lot of damage there, and helping with the cleanup is Rocky and Gio, finding 2 frags apiece, and Jono did go down there towards the end to Enrith, I believe that was, but that is a very solid hold by Jasmine Tea. That said, Rocky is actually going to get taken down by the 2 aggressive players in big door.
Paulson can solo hold this though. This is the power of the domain class. They can try and walk through the corridor, and Paulson's not going to have any of it. They got the second cap, and it's not looking great. They need to get this cap and get to Lost, and they have a minute left to get another round, so it's going to be dead time, but they could go 5-4. They're starting to move in lower, they're going aggressive, they have no reason not to, they're going in. Sol's getting really aggressive. Yule is probably going to get cleaned up in River and 2 health, yeah, he just starts cratering. Even Ubers, Sol goes down to 1v1 Elmo on Heavy. It's not the class you want a 1v1, so just 3 up, and the Uber isn't out on either side. It's going to be players getting mulched for no safe word. And a 5-3 and 2 close rounds at the end there, actually.
Yep, Hertz calling good map, and that'll probably be the end of it. That was a really funny, pseudo last push there from No Safe Word, because they directed a lot of attention towards Rocky, who was called hurt in that lower around the main area, as we see Elmo hiding in big door as heavy. But, Jono just hitting a lot of crossbows to keep Rocky alive for way longer than he should have, and, here comes Hertz on the sniper. He's going to get found out by the Elmo heavy. That's quite funny. He actually manages to get a headshot off, which is really quite impressive considering the situation there, but that's quite funny. We have got dead time here as Jasmine are going to Uber in through choke with 12 seconds left on the clock. 5-3 to Jasmine Tea. Not quite as... I don't want to say not quite as close as the score would indicate, but I feel like Jasmine, during a lot of the sort of in-between situations, were really in control there. Where No Safe Word looked their best, though, was with their Uber trades. Yauch has been playing a really nice, really aggressive pocket, and they've been able to get some really good traction with their Uber trades, and that's what they're probably going to need to focus on, especially come Badlands, where you're able to take some of those. If you're able to get into a good position, you're really able to utilize those Uber trades for as pocket. As we are going to go to logs in a moment, I've just got to respond to something. Gramps, hit me with some logs.
Yeah, I'm just opening them right now. If you'll give me a moment.
No!
Wow! Alright then. Alright, so we have Geo top scoreboard in terms of frag, and both Geo and Pulse are doing a lot of damage, both hitting the 300 DPM mark in a relatively stalematey start match, so DPM's a good mark to start with. Geo going 28 to 15, always what you want to see. Yauch going 20 to 12. He's getting these trades, like you said, doing a lot, and allowing Enric in the scout to take a lot of room.
That's 12 for 20, actually. That's not great.
Yeah, that's what I meant, sorry.
That's fine. Yeah.
Jasmine, sorry, Rocky. Rocky's the one in the tag, and it's messing with my head. Anyway, Rocky, it's always Roma roll, not getting a lot done in terms of frags and deaths and stuff, but both of them hitting around the same DPM, same deaths, kills, so pretty big show of, you know, it's like the Roma and Gullywash shacking at the last, dying, stuff like that. Hertz on TJ, let's see what he did. So Hertz went 18 to 22, getting a lot of assists actually, so it looks like he's doing damage for plays maybe to clean up, not winning his fights as much as you'd hope usually, but did enough obviously. And one thing I want to point out is Elmo took less than 1,000 heals. That's pretty brutal for a scout, but he did go positive, he breaks the 200 DPM, stuff that you'd expect and hope for your scouts. Anything you want to point out?
Well, just to build on what you said, that is the quintessential Elmo right there, is taking so little heals but still managing to make things work, and he was really, really influential on the mids, as I think we both touched on there. Really just sort of putting the soldiers in awkward positions for No Safe Word and not really allowing them much purchase, and it was interesting in the end. Not really much else to say here, still looking at the heals.
Sol took less than 500 heals, which is questionable. You're a Roma, so obviously the roll is a little less heal impacted, but it's pretty brutal. Like, less than 500 heals, that's like, what, rollout buffs? So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they count buffs. I don't know. Well, let's not get into those semantics, because that's a bit of a different kettle of fish. Paulson putting out huge damage as we'd expect from him on Gullywash. That's just what you've come to expect from big Scott Hardy himself. Geo getting a lot of kills, big KAD, as with Madness playing that pocket scout role to a T. As we are off to Badlands now. You got any thoughts about this one, Gramps? This was typically back in the Ego era of ozfortress with Jasmine Tea. This was not a map that Jasmine looked forward to, but maybe that was just down to the fact that Ego were freakishly good at that, the Namey, Yuki, Nat sort of thing going on there. So this will be an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a sneak peek was, I think they got in the Merc team practicing against them for this. Before this match, there was a Merc team playing Jasmine for a warm-up, and I think they went 3-1 on Badlands, which is not what you want to see against a Merc team. But, I mean, they still won, they still did it. I think if Gullywash was any indication, we're going to probably see a bit of a slow map, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like you said, Jasmine, definitely not their best map. I wouldn't say it's their worst, but I would put it down in the lower tier of their maps. I don't know. Definitely a good place for Demo Men to shine there.
Yeah, absolutely. Can be a bit of a detrimental mid for Demo Men if they're able to be caught out. I want to see... This is... I sort of touched on it last map, and I want to see what you think about it as well, as we see Rocky styling in pre-game there, but you'll rather, but the Soul and Hertz combo on the flank of No Safe Word has actually been really strong, whereas I think Rocky, coming off that pockety role, he's leaving Elmo to play a much more sort of isolated, lonely role on the flank for Jasmine, but the holding hands of Soul and Hertz has been really good, and that could really lend them to a lot of flank aggressive pushes in resup and on mids through Shithouse. That could be one to watch, I reckon. That could be potentially quite interesting.
Yeah. No, I'm really interested.
Actually,
this matchup is probably. I don't know what that because, like we've said, obviously it isn't. I don't know. It could go really either way on this map. I wouldn't be if this was if there was any map for Jasmine to lose to no safeword, I'd say it might be Badlands.
that said, though, I do want to point out that one huge undeniable advantage that Jasmine have on this map is that it has a Spire and they have a Rocky Gramps. That is not an advantage to sleep on.
Yeah, that's a good point. If Deft is the demo you can't win in a scout fight, Rocky is the roamer you can't jump on Spire.
Yeah, so, exactly right. Although he doesn't have any shotgun flicks to abuse in this one, though, as we are live on map 2 of this fixture. Jasmine Tea versus no safeword. Enrit's actually a little bit faster to Paulson to mid, and is going to tag him up quite nicely. Paulson going to get some TLC from Jono, but Jono's going to miss the crossbow and get followed up immediately on by Yule. Yule's going to find Madness as well, and this is all the position for no safeword here, as Rocky's just going to sort of see what he can do. He's able to take down Sol. Elmo's going to be able to take out TJ. Jono's going to go down quite late there, but the flank of Jasmine Tea, Rocky and Elmo just flexing with their ridiculous DM now, and Elmo is chasing down Locke and is just going to toy with his food before he lets him die. And Rocky was sort of giving his Spire a tender, loving touch before jumping on his way back to mid there, feeling at home, admiring the Spire air, and then he's gone back to mid. So yeah, that will be slight Uber advantage for Jono. Actually pretty significant. It's turning out to be about 35%. Hertz is up on the sniper from Bats, which is a pretty good call. I reckon he could cause some damage here, as it looks like they're going to be holding from Bats on no safe word. But Hertz is being pistoled down really aggressively by the scout on Spire. That is madness. But the rest of Jasmine have pushed in through Resup, and they've managed to find the frag onto Sol. Has Elmo just flying out of the gates on this map, and he's able to pick up Yule as well in a ridiculous duel on the battlements. That's absolutely unreal from Elmo, and this is what we've come to expect from him. Madness is capping up on the Spire with Rocky. Geo is sort of having a little bit of a lurk in main, just giving this team the all clear to take it in. Locke is getting close to his Uber, but I want to see Jasmine go with this. They know that they have the slight Uber advantage, and they're going to use him through main grabs.
Conventional Uber, you would have expected the top left push maybe, which may be why they did it. They went lower, they haven't got any pegs yet, they don't have positioning either. G goes down. I'm not sure I like the Uber they've tried, but they do end up forcing on both sides, so we might see a regrowth. But Madness goes down and G is only getting his spawn right now, so we can see them back up to at least Greybridge or even Choke. Elmo's taking a fight with Hertz, and TJ forwards Rocky on the flank, gets cleaned up. This is giving them a lot of room. Elmo's pretty low as well, trying to get a crossbow from Jono. He's going to jump into house to avoid death. And that's going to be a retake. Pretty well done by no safeword.
Yeah, exactly right. That's a really tricky push to do. Sort of, like, quite typically. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just dealing with a bit of a kerfuffle. Yeah, they are going to be able to be up on this Uber advantage again, as Jono did live there, and he's going to pop straight through Choke there. They're going to get minced by the soldiers. No safe word at Choke. Enrith and Locke are going to go down immediately. Sol's still up on the engineer at last. I don't think he ever really left. But yeah, really weird play here. There's sort of split behind here on the flank of no safe word. Sol actually did change off engineer. I've been lied to. Paulson's going to get taken down by TJ. A lot of very messy fighting. Despite them having the better Uber exchange and the Uber advantage, all this fighting has come back to mid with the no safe word busting through the flank. Hertz is going to get taken down quite late, but that's ended up being an even trade for Paulson. Jono's up on an Uber advantage again, but I expect to see them just reset as we are in a pause. I'm going to respond to this message quickly.
Yeah, it's been a bit awkward. What happened there was we had players in house, of the players in no safe were in the house. They were ducking around, keeping scout fire, and Paulson kind of got caught out by another aggression from TA, I believe. It was a bit awkward seeing it, because they didn't know how to, like, the way it was really scrappy, the positioning was a bit awkward, they didn't really know where they were standing. Paulson gets cleaned up, and they're going to be forced back to mid here. They do have a 30% advantage, so we'll probably see a repush when Paulson spawns, but it'll be interesting to see how they approach it. We do not actually have very good positioning for Naso yet, so we've seen an instant regress, which is unlikely because Paulson is down, but if we do see it, they do have a bit of positioning to punish for. I would expect them just to use this Uber advantage to their effect and get it working. And Hertz just died, and Badlands respawns for defenders is kind of brutal, so I wouldn't expect them to be up for about maybe 15 seconds if I'm thinking about this game right. I mean, I have 6,000 hours, but I still have no idea how respawns work, especially on Badlands.
Oh, shit.
What?
I think the server's just crashed.
Did the server crash? Oh, that's not good. No. Sorry, what's going on? I just need to...
Hang on, no, one sec.
Welcome to TIFF Lab, everybody.
Preamble, this is... Sorry. Oh, golly.
Are we good? Oh, yeah, we're just getting information.
Sorry, I'm just trying to talk to about 7 people at once here, work out what's going on. So I'm getting reports that servers have crashed around the place, but I don't know if that's applying to absolutely everyone. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh golly, sorry, this is super unprofessional. We've just gone from like owning this cast, Gramps, to umming and ahhing all over the shop. But yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on here, honestly. I've reached out to Geo to see what's going on. I'm not getting a response, so if you want to sort of hit them up, honestly. Okay, I'm getting a lot of weird conflicting messages from people. Yeah, I don't know. Goodness me, sorry, just take away Grabs and give me some random whatever.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know how to I don't know how to cut the stuff that's crashed, but we see an unpause, so I think that we're good in real time. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm getting word that a bunch of them just sort of crashed out of the server, so that might be a not like sort of an infrastructure side thing rather than the actual players themselves. That's really interesting. As yeah, no, we've gone straight back into it with that, I assume, to let the players rejoin.
Alright, yauch, it's ready. What's your favourite colour?
My favourite colour is jasmine green.
Nice.
Yeah, oh no, that's not to let the players back in, I'm just being told that the servers have totally shit the bed.
Rocky says no. Rocky Jono, for some reason, timeout at the exact same time, only on other servers. So I guess that maybe there's a weird issue in routing, maybe something got cut off, who knows. See what ends up.
Random question, is Jono a Kiwi?
No, Jono's Aussie.
Okay.
I think Jono, yeah, all I know about Jono is he's been around for ages, and I think he was sold for Getsum back in the day, if I'm correct. And Getsum's a very old clan. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, because we should just do an unpause. I think people are just rejoining the server. I don't have no idea what's going to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, no, we're getting word from TechJesus Dev Zero that it is happening to everyone. I'm going to sort of offer my services in here to help out with this situation, Gramps. I'm going to...
Nice.
Yeah, hang on, let me just tab out real quickly. I'll be with you in a moment.
No worries, sir. Time to solo cast a server that has likely crashed, so... to be honest, I don't actually know what's going to go on. We might see a new server come out, and I mean, it's 5 minutes in and no round exchange, so if both teams are up to it, we might just see a restart completely. We might see just a restart from a 5-minute deficit on the timer. I'm not sure what we'll see. Although, if the ozfortress servers are having these issues, it wouldn't be surprising if we had to use a different server, which is going to be annoying because STVs and all that. But we'll see what we can do. So yeah, Elmo's saying now. Rocky, Jono, and Elmo just timed out. I hear it's happening to all ozfortress servers, so it's probably a provider issue, maybe. We'll see how it pans out over time. Because yauch has the admin duties and has to actually fix things. Try and keep everybody posted.
Can we get some love hearts for Olber in chat right now? He is dealing with everything right now because I'm here, Wiggins playing his match, and Foz isn't around tonight, so that poor guy. Yeah, I'm trying to offer my services here right now. There's not really much we can do, folks. I'm going to throw it to Wiethoofd that maybe we should throw it to a break for the time being, because I think we are going to have a little bit of a pause here. Don't go away, guys. We'll get this sorted as soon as is humanly possible, and we'll get straight back into this match. I'm very sorry about that, guys. We will be back relatively soon.
Hello everybody, we are back live. I'd like to welcome you back to the stream. People are in a new server. We should be getting underway any second now. We are sorry for all the inconveniences. The servers had some issues kicking players and timing out, so we are on a new server provider. We've got the STV. All things are well. We have 12 in the server, and we should see a ready up from both teams any second now. We are sorry for the technical difficulties. And we should be able to make it up to you any second now. We're just saying...
sorry, I'm still here, hello.
Yeah, you're doing admin stuff like a selfish jerk, leaving me to cast alone while he deals with minor issues. No, but we'll see what... I don't know. So we have, if I'm correct, what we're probably going to see is, we're going to start again with maybe a shorter tournament.
They're restarting from scratch. We are back on Badlands, it is 0-all.
Alright, cool. Should be ready any second now, to be honest. I think, if I'm correct, we might be ready in real time.
In real time, yes. I haven't given them the all clear, so I'm sorry if I'm going to be the world's slackest co-castergrams, but yeah, as I said, guys, this is ozfortress wide, and I am dealing with a lot of disgruntled intermediate players.
This is pretty unfortunate to happen right now, but okay, here we go. We've got to ready up. We've got people saying they're all good. We're seeing both teams ready. We're getting started now. And I think we're finally underway on the second map. 0-0, as it was before. And we'll see what they end up doing. I'll probably be solo casting while you're just dealing with admin responsibilities, so bear with me. Enrith doing the same role as Paulson, Enrith getting there just a little bit faster. We'll see what they end up doing. Paulson going Valley. Doing the same rollout pretty much as last mid. They're getting aggressive. Soldiers taking train on their own side. The Soldiers getting low. Rocky goes down low below, but Elmo trades for Sol. Both Roamers down. Really poor health for no safeword as they're getting slowly backed up from choke as Paulson's trying to spam them down. Enrith goes down to a nice placed pipe by Paulson. Yule's going to get cleaned up by Madness, and that's going to be a 1 mid as they're going to not halt any movement as they're going to start breaking through a choke. Paulson and Madness taking their room. And we're going to see that. We come down to a second. We're going to see probably maybe a last sack or forward hold. We'll see if they break into lobby with this player, with this Uber. All what they're doing, they're playing pretty far back, so we should see some aggression from Jasmine into the lobby. But it's always an awkward push. We have our admin back, I think.
Yes, hello. No, I'll be here. I'll be back and forward, but I won't be super consistent. But this is the sort of situation where I want to see Elmo get a buff and really just punch a hole in. This is where he can go in, run in top right, and take a duel with a roamer, or try and beta frag bottom right, or beta frag main. And this is what I really want to see. Hertz is up on the defensive sniper, but I really want to see them like taking the initiative with their DM Jasmine here.
Yeah, definitely. They should expect the Hertz sniper here. He's been sniping quite a lot, and we're not seeing any super aggressive play from either team. Let's see a Rocky sack. No, he did exactly what you said he did. Elmo went and took a duel with Hertz, not a roamer, but he does take the pack and he gets out, so we should see at least a forward sack. Rocky just jumping onto the point, baiting players. He's delaying. He's not getting anything done, and he's up on the point. They're just leaving him there. He's on the chilling. He jumps on the point and he gets it halfway capped. They have a better Uber from Jasmine as well, as John is getting blocked by Locke's movement. That's really well played. Elmo comes in lower. They haven't gotten that much room. The only thing that's come out of this push is cap time, and they do end up losing Geo very late into the fight. So once we see a return frag, and the return frag goes to no safe word, so we're going to see Jasmine Tea slowly backing up. We're giving WTF in the chat. So we'll see. Solder is getting aggressive with Yule, moving. No, sorry, that was Yule. So we'll see them pushing up onto second. They're breaking the Grey Bridge. Locke's going out to trash. They're getting this cap. They're pretty aggressive considering no safe word have got pretty good blind advantage. Geo is moving back. We have Elmo finally on sniper. This might be the first time we've seen the Elmo sniper come out, and if they make a mistake, they could just walk straight into him, but they're just building up. They are trying to maybe make sure that they don't lose any advantages or disadvantages. So they're breaking it in. They got 80% on both teams.
Yeah, I'm going to see if Elmo's able to take some heads off. Sorry, I'm just going to keep cutting you off whenever I'm able to come back, Grams. This is going to be the worst thing ever, but you're a trooper for dealing with it. Yeah, we are going to see a reset on mid. Elmo, I don't know, they're being savvy to this assault. Sorry, no, not assault free, that's what we're dealing with it. No safe word. They're not giving Elmo even the slightest iota of an angle here, so that's probably going to cause him to have to like peek some more dangerous angles that put him at more of a risk, or we're going to see Geo sort of having a bit of a dance around in in-house here, trying to get a peek. Actually, Sol donates his head to Elmo in the resup area, I believe that was, and they've actually managed to push all the way through here, have Jasmine.
Yeah, they're breaking through early now. Looks in an awkward position, probably trying to get a good trade. Uber's aggro onto Sol, and he's just trying to get the pick. They Uber out. Gio is getting healed, and they're just colliding this very well. Gio's probably going to get this Uber out any second now. He jumps in. Does a lot of good damage to the demo. The Uber fades, and they still haven't popped. Gio's doing a masterful game of fading this Uber out. They get 2 picks on the return. Rocky does go down on the flank. He's going to be getting his spawn because of how light on the spawns are for attacking Badlands players. So we're going to see probably Paulson. Okay, Paulson is he? Where is Paulson? Okay, Paulson was the one left to cap actually. So I'm going to start taking lobby now. They still have the Elmo sniper, which might stop super full aggression. Gio is getting forward. He hits the midi onto Sol. Gio is kind of caught in here. They trade Gio for 2 picks, Hurts and Sol, so they have no Scap, no Roma. Paulson's playing lower, the Scap caught as well. TJ's in lower, he only has Enrith to save him. And it's a bit awkward, but it does look like he might be able to get out. Madness is getting out lower, Rocky gets cleaned up again by Spam. And they're just taking this lobby now. Paulson playing back, watching his traps, seeing what they can do. But we're going to try and forward Spam onto the Spire and make sure people can't cap it. TJ goes down to half health. They're still trying to cap this point, but Paulson laying down a hurt on anyone getting aggressive. And Gio's stopping any reinforcements coming from behind, and he gets aggressive onto the medic. He almost kills Locke. Locke on such health. We might see some forward aggression from Jasmine. They do have the Uber, but it doesn't look like they know it. And Johnny does force, but dude, I think that was a misplay. I don't think Jasmine realized that they had the advantage because they could have absolutely mulched the players for no safe word. Locke going down to almost 10 health at one stage. So we're going to see 3 players down for Jasmine and only 1 down for the side of no safe word. And he's going to need his spawn soon. We get 2 spawns out for Jasmine, and they do have the point advantage, so he's going to be forward. Paulson, they haven't Ubered, but they do end up killing Hurts. And it's going to be an awkward repush as they're still going to start moving in probably right away as they come in and taking the heals, going to get Uber popped out probably any second now. They're trying to force this out. Locke goes down to 30 to a fight from Elmo and end up backing this out. This is well played, but they lose Madness in the exchange. And I'm thinking, oh, and Gio might go down. He's unlucky. Good pipes coming out from Paulson trying to forward and keep Enrith at bay. Get Rocky spawn just chilling and resupply, and it's just Sol who gets super aggressive into lobby behind them. He's ready if they're ready to counter this, as Rocky does get into forward spawn to play carefully, but Sol is still behind. They call him out and he's going to get cleaned up by Gio with heals. Rocky just playing the forward spawn, making sure he isn't going to get killed, and they're going to look maybe fight second here. Rocky gets caught in Valley trying to see what he can do. Jono's getting spammed out on 98%. He is going to get this Uber very likely, and he's just healing the players. They're not trying to give up this Spire, and Enrith goes down forward to Madness. Madness doing a lot of work forwarding these players back, and they end up pushing them all the way back to mid. I wouldn't be surprised. It does look like Hertz is going to go for a forward play, going to try and get under the cap maybe. Hertz is backing up to aggression. He might get killed if he's unlucky, but he gets a really nice surf and then gets cleaned up by Madness, who's forwarding into the midpoint. Elmo in the flank just going to get really good health out of Jasmine, and they have a huge health advantage and a better Uber. It's just Locke trying to back up with TJ, and they might get caught if they're unlucky, but Locke is in a decent position. Gio is on the medic, but he only hits a bad rocket and then backs up to middle. They're going to get this cap, so they do have the map advantage, but positioning isn't great right now. They could move it in 2 seconds, like they're trying to... Looks like Locke and players are just trying to bait into Grey Bridge, but they don't have the position to punish it. It looks like they're going to forward hold in the lobby position. We'll see if this can make it work. They're building because Johnny does have a bit of ad. Hertz is actually really aggressive in resup. I've missed this, but they're starting to up. I think they want to try and keep this forward position, but they also are risking losing players here, and I think Rocky might... No, maybe not. He might not have seen it. Hertz finally goes back to Sniper on last. We'll see if he can get anything done. Hertz obviously being very favourable to this Sniper play so far. I'll see what we can end up doing, because Sol is just watching the bottom left. Same old stock stuff. Hertz is very aggressive on a sniper pick, actually. I've missed this. He's looking aggro, maybe trying to catch somebody out, but Jasmine very likely to expect this play, maybe even try and catch him out as Umma does forward and back. They have even Ubers, but Hertz on sniper, we might see some aggression. He's playing lower now, and they should see that. And we'll see if which team makes the first move as they start running in now. Elmo's in super aggressively. He gets cleaned out. That's probably a sack players. Rocky's just trying to spam back the sniper, and they're going to see yauch maybe get aggressive here. They don't see that much aggression actually. Hertz is just going for a pick. Hertz moving lower, maybe trying to kill Paulson. If he can get that pick, it's going to be very, very good for no save word. But Elmo coming up on the sniper, as you'd expect. We have our yauch back, yes?
No, I'm not back. I'm just here to cut you off and give you a breather, dude, because I can hear you going blue in the head there. I'm not able to carry on, guys. I'm sorry. There's a little bit too much going on, but I have got Fear in, who is a expert caster of the highest order, to fill in for me. So thank you so much for filling in, Fear. I really appreciate it, dude, and enjoy the rest of the cast, guys. It'll be a great one.
Yeah, thanks.
Hello, Fair.
Thanks, yauch. It's good to be here. Thanks for giving my resume. I might actually put that as a referee next time I go for a job. But well done to Sage, who's been solo casting for quite a while now, and I'm sure he could definitely use a break. So we're just going to see this sort of fairly stalemate at last. Neither team is willing to take enough of a risk, and so we're just going to wait until Elmo can try to line up a shot. Looks like he's playing around top left, flirting with it. He obviously doesn't want to die here because they don't want to get sort of an unfavourable Uber trade in lobby. So it's important for his team to be able to work around him, to create enough space for him to get a nice shot away and at least get a pick. We actually do have a spy coming up. Hertz. He's sneaking round. He's going all the way out to Spire.
Yeah, he might be going.
Is he going to go for a back cap?
I guess he's trying to play his back, but that's just going to be Rocky jumping and annoying him. He almost dies all the way back, and
he almost got air shot while invisible, which would have been
really weird.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious, but I out of all the plays,
they're coming in
going spy and backcapping would have been the least of it. Now he's going back. The big play down with the spy, and Elmo does go down, so we should see. Maybe they need to get this Uber force. They kind of butchered this last push, and Hertz still on the spine. Might see him aggressing. Yeah, he's on lobby now. He's trying to maybe kill Jono. He's gonna not get cleaned up actually. Rocky failing to kill the spine on Batson. You're gonna see re-aggression coming out finally, and they do have Elmo on the respawn. The spawns on Badlands, it's so hard to push out of this second because of how good the attacking spawns are. Elmo's still on the sniper, and Madness aggressing, killing Yule. Elmo and the sniper's in a really good position to do some damage if they continue to push out, but they don't end up getting anything done, and they're going to fall back to this forward hold. Actually, no, they're going to back all the way to last with the loss of TJ and Yule. And the Ubers aren't up yet, so we might not see any aggression so far, but, well, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Looks like they're flirting with moving in top. We do see Geo trying to get this. There's a nice rocket, 2 nice rockets. He's going to manage to take them all down, and the point is going to go in favour of Jasmine.
Just 1 round 10 minutes.
Yeah, just a classic example of what happens when you try to push out a Badlands last without having a sort of a wipe on the other team. There are too many entrances you have to watch, the spawns are too quick, and the sight lines are too good for a spawning sniper. It's just so hard to push, and if you lose players, you run the risk of just losing the round.
Yeah, definitely. We have Rocky playing the choke roll at this time, but lower health on the side, no safeword straight off the bat. Jono almost goes down to both soldiers aggressing really far in. We're going to lose both soldiers likely for this aggression, but it's definitely... Oh no! You'll end up winning the fight with Madness, and we're seeing aggression returned from Jasmine, but lower health. Enrith on 1, TJ on 60, and Yule on 140, but 30 or 60 health combined for the Jasmine remaining players, and we're going to see Rocky fall to TJ. No, Elmo helps him out in that fight, and it's just going to be Yule on this mid, and he could easily win this if he plays it correctly. Yule playing forward in house, and I don't think Rocky expects it, but he is going choke, the heals are coming out, and because of the cap advantage, that might actually prompt some aggression from the Jasmine players, as Yule does go down to Rocky. That's very close. Rocky does survive, and gets cleaned up by Hertz, as I'm just saying, that Costa's curse.
Yeah. Just one of those extended mid fights. It's played out actually quite well in the end for Jasmine. No Uber advan for either team, so we are probably going to see this stalemate off. Both teams, of course, missing their roamers, so... Or Yule and Rocky, rather. I think they're both roaming. Yeah, that's what I thought. But it looks like Geo is going to be poking around into house. Moving out onto patio.
Yeah, they're trying to force in here. They're not going to get any room, but they've also walked in trying to get
Madness is trying. Ooh, Geo takes down Hertz with a nice rocket.
Yeah, they're getting some aggressive Jasmine. Jasmine has some really good positioning as Elmo goes behind, jumps onto Lock and Yule and gets both kills. He gets cleaned up by TJ in the end, but it's just Sol, and he's going to probably make a play. No, he's not. I think he had this, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was a straight Uber hold into last, because Paulson is already up. He's going to kill these 4 players. Yule goes down. No, Enrith goes down to half health. He gets cleaned up by Geo, who's forwarding in bottom right. It's just Jono here with this Uber, and he's probably going to have to pop to... Yeah, he pops onto Paulson. They have all the advantages in the world here, but they need to get aggressive with it. He's just killing the scout on low ground, but he's dancing around with the winger, and he can't get hit. There's no way they lose this fight. Madness is just absolutely mulching these scouts. He kills TJ and Hertz in a 1v2, and he's going to run with the soldier, and Madness is just doing everything right now.
Madness is doing so much work on this last push.
I know.
That could have gone so badly in the end. It was almost like they were throwing the push when they were sort of just sitting on the ground. They couldn't hit anything. Great height advantage from no safe word, but Madness manages to get those 2 clutch scout kills on the floor. Manages to clean up a 3rd player. Really big plays from him.
Definitely, it's always good to see those clutch plays from Scouts. So we're going to see another rollout, pretty similar. Paulson actually playing the window this time, it looks like. And oh no, he drops into Valley this time. But so Rocky is playing the choke. We're going to see any aggression. Paulson goes down to aggression from Hertz from lower, but Hertz does get cleaned up for the aggression first. And finally, Yule goes down as well. We have Sol. We have better positioning from safeword, but Oh, we don't see it. Okay, it's starting to work in their favor now, finally. Rocky goes in aggressive. He's not got the best positioning, and Jono's going to be trying to get out. He might be... Oh, this is going to be awkward. He has to get up to Greybridge, and TJ is forwarding him. Rocky's playing this well. He's going to back up the player, and Jono should be able to get out here. And it's going aggressive to try and stop any repush aggression. But they kept the medic up, and they'll be able to Uber if they so desire into second. And it looks like they're going to try and stop this cap if they can. They're spamming it out with Paulson. They're going to try and aggress, but Paulson's on really low health, and they haven't popped this Uber out. They're finally starting to stop this cap. Madness goes down, though, and Paulson does clean up Soul on the side. So, that's Angio is down. Oh my god, Enrith.
Geo getting absolutely smashed by that pipe. And it looks like we are going to see Uber up for both teams now.
Elmo
on the heavy weapons guy. This might encourage yauch to go for a trade. He might think that they can take down the player. Oh, yauch gets quite low and they have to pop so early.
Enrith goes down as well to Rocky just taking heals. They use all their Uber on the head.
And they still haven't forced the other team. yauch trying to jump above the point. That's actually a good play for him because it's going to force the other team to give us some of their advantage. They do Uber now, and we should see he's still dancing around, wasting so much time in the Uber. But eventually, Madness is going to be the one to clean him up.
Yeah, definitely. The question is, Enrith is asking, is somewhat interesting because Rocky was taking heals, so I don't know if it was just a thing, but Geo was playing a roamer on that last, it did seem. So we're going to see some aggression. Geo jumping onto high, he's getting aggressive for the players. He does a high bomb, gets straight onto yauch, absolutely. It's the perfect thing, and he ends up getting cleaned up by Enrith really late. It's just Enrith and yauch. yauch is forward on Greybridge in a position to try and deny players. He jumps strhraight onto Jono. He misses the rocket, but he still cleans up the frag.
Oh,
that's unfortunate.
A very sort of amusing play from Enrith there. Sort of, he does the right thing. He stays facing forward. He stays like putting damage into the other team while he sees Geo jump over his head, and he's sort of just trusting that the players behind him will be able to take care of themselves. Unfortunately, Geo just killed both of them, and then sort of they contributed to that push, just essentially dying.
Yeah, so they're providing Paulson back. He might actually die to aggression from players here, but oh no, TJ gets absolutely mulched by Jasmine and Luck gets cleaned up by a really good bomb by Rocky. He gets straight onto him, and they lose heals so early. Soul's aggressive on the spire, trying to get anything done, and he's just trying to forward these players back, and he's getting a lot of aggression out of his team, but he goes down late, and it's going to be 2 players up for no safe word with a really large Uber disadvantage of 60%.
Yeah, they're just getting to mid now. They do have some cap time in second. I think that was a soldier who was sort of lurking behind, but now as Paulson and Jono try to force their way in choke, we are going to see lots of spam being done there, and they are going to be forced out initially. They do have massive Uber advantage, and so it's going to be up to no safe word here. What they really have to do is they have to get a force here. Hertz is going to try to go in, but Elmo's going to clear him up. I'm not entirely sure that was the right play in that situation. I think he was like without support. I'm not even sure where he was actually. I think he might have been way behind. Anyway, the Uber's going to be popped out.
Soul's going to back up.
yauch's jumping away. Soul's, and are they going to go back for it?
They might. They lose Locke and Enrith in a fight actually, but something really to stop. Elmo's finally on Soul, and he's going to stop it.
They finally
that was really
get
well played. That was a good play. They got it just in time, but with this heal advantage, it's going to be a repush. But they're going to probably see players trying to jump behind, getting into that cap, and it's going to be really annoying if they manage to get somebody behind. But Hertz does go down, going for the play, and get on. Oh my god.
TJ gets Jono. Nice play from him. He needed to hit those shots, and he did it.
Yeah.
Elmo does clean him up in return, but that's a super crucial play. If that frag doesn't go down, then things start looking really, really dicey for no safe win in this round. But he gets the pick, and now it's going to be... I think Geo's playing forward, sitting on bats there. He's just crouching around this metal sheet. Of course, they've got no heals for the foreseeable future, and so he's having to live on 70 HP.
The heals are going to be coming up soon.
They need heals quite soon, because this... I think, honestly, no safe word should have been more aggressive than they were. Knowing that Jasmine aren't going to have heals there, knowing that any damage they take is not going to be able to be sort of healed up. Like, they could have been a bit more aggressive. Anyway, they won the push anyway. It's 40% Uber advantage, or really 30% in favour of no safe word. TJ is on the grind. It's going to be really interesting to see how they take this. I think they're going to go through house. It looks like where you're smoking.
They've been doing this all game.
Whether they go... I think they'll probably just go through the main entrance. I don't think they'll go balcony.
Yeah, they go main. They Uber early to get the jump from Enrith. He gets midi butt while he's Uber. He gets stunts his jump. Elmo got under, getting aggressed by 3 players. But they do take a lot of room, but they don't kill Jono, and we might see a repush straight away if they're feeling cocky. But Paulson's looking to go through house. We see Jasmine, Rocky
Rocky
getting
should
super
die.
aggro.
Rocky needs to die, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was a bit awkward from Rocky. I think he had a bit of a miscommunication from when his team was aggressing. Gears forward in house. We see Soul aggressing on the spy from behind, which is going to really annoy the players. He's going to have to get players drawn back to deal with him. He's going to jump. He's going to counter jump on a Geo actually, and he almost hits the huge air shot. He hits the second one, and he gets cleaned up because of a forward hurts the hearse. And it's going to be 3 down, but an Uber advantage. And Yule
has taught
dies. He had no ammo and he thought he was being chased, so he just killed bound with the taunt apparently. So that's interesting, I guess.
Like it's
Oh,
it's an interesting strategy.
Elmo, he almost kills Locke on 11 HP. I'm going to see aggression force players back. They have the Uber advantage though, so this might be a bit of a questionable play in the end, as the Uber is already up and they don't have players to support this play overall. They got 3 up to a 4-player no safeword, and the Uber is... Oh, but Geo kills 2 players, so there's no problem there. Geo ends up getting back, and Locke can't use this Uber because of the player situation, and Jono might be able to get it up before they start moving forward.
Yeah, you'll know that both Soul and Rocky are running the pain train in this game, which is like something that I think we see fairly often, but it's still worth commenting on. And because of that, you can often see Soul trying to get behind, get on spy, use that 2 times cap rate to try to sort of force the other team into disadvantageous positions. And so it's been really effective so far, and we'll see whether they can keep getting away with it.
Yeah, definitely. They're breaking through diagonal finally, and there's not much to get there because the
Yule and Geo training rockets in house. Looks like we are going to see the Uber forced off. TJ gets taken down. Yule gets down as well. Soul Locke has to force as well. Oh, this is disastrous.
Enrith does a lot of damage to Rocky getting aggro. Yeah, this is finally. Enrith just using the last bits of this Uber to try and get anything done. Hurts is behind him, but they know he's there, and he's jumping onto John. No way he gets
no way he
so
gets
sloppy. That is really slow from Jasmine. They should not have let him get that aggressive and get that play. Now they have to play around a... Probably going to end up being a 50% advantage if he plays it correctly, but he's not building very well because all he has is his demo man. They're probably going to be able to take this second because, oh, maybe. They could easily contest this if they wanted to. Madness just playing forward, trying to get this cap. Rocky is getting himself low, but he gets that Uber saw, which is going to increase the ad even further. But he doesn't break it out because of the heals that well. It's a 50% ad. What you'd expect. So we're going to see just chilling out on second here. We have 9 minutes for them to get 2 rounds to at least tie, and how as fast as this game's been going, it's not good. Paulson does dive very forward as well, actually, though, so I might be eating my words as they do take this mid, and they are already on the 50% advantage. And Elmo's on Sniper, so we will see some aggression.
I think we're likely to see a restart push, but it looks like they're going to ignore me and decide to go through patio. Obviously, Elmo, they know he's sniping now, so they're going to be playing around that. This scout
almost dies.
Oh, rockets coming in. Yule takes down Jono, gets another rocket into Elmo, and now we're seeing Mandus die as well. Elmo gets taken down now, and it's full Uber advantage. Only 3 players up. The cap has started going down. Rocky is going to try to contest, gets a nice rocket. And him and Hurts a trade. So it looks like TJ will be the one to take the cap, and then it'll be a 100% Uber advantage push for no safe word to make it 2-1.
Trying to get a sentry, they're trying to get nothing done here. They have Jono spawning now. It's just Paulson and Geo. Geo on the NG, just trying to delay as long as they can. Obviously, they start coming in lower, but they have all the time in the world to use this.
Yeah, they want to wait. Now they know there's a sentry. I think they're going to want to wait for Enrith, which is why that kill's really important because it means that they've just got to sort of, It gives them time to get set up, gives them time to build a sentry, and now, we are seeing Enrith coming in top left. The Pyros haven't been spotted out. He's reflecting all of these stickies. The Uber is getting nothing done. They do eventually manage to take down the sentry gun, but Enrith gets taken down by a nice shot from Elmo. Nice rockets from Geo. He's going to trade, and now it's fight is just going to devolve. There's a scout on the point. Is it going to be enough? Looks like it won't quite be there.
No, it's just so close. Locke's in main actually going for forward kills, probably because he knows how lit the medic is, but might get him killed in the end if he's a forward. No, Enrith should keep him alive here. He has to back up and they probably won't be able to take this second with the plays that they have right now, but they do have this Uber advantage. Madness is just going to stand on the point, try and wind this down. It's a scary position to be in when the cap's this high up, so Madness just exchanging long range spam. We got a really aggressive scout trying to go for a back play, and he ends up me-shotting Madness, but the aggression isn't going to work.
He might get caught out. He does get caught out. Now it's 100% Uber. This is a hard push. This is a really hard push to make. Yule gets in onto the medic, puts 1 rocket into Jono. He's just dancing around in lobby. And because now they know that there's time on the point, they have to leave someone behind, they have to leave someone to watch the exits, and they've got to find a way to use this Uber advantage. TJ takes down Geo, Paulson with a nice trap onto Soul.
Oh, I'm going to pop out.
They popped Uber.
He kills Locke though. Lock dies to Elmo's aggression as sniper.
And Yule's behind. Is he going to be able to challenge Rocky?
Yule's not going to bother.
He's not even going to bother. Scout's in.
Oh, no, he doesn't have time. That's really awkward. Rocky's just dancing around. Rocky's just dancing with Yule right now. Yule knows he doesn't have the time. He's just going to die. Rocky, that was really good. The scout aggression actually could have worked if Yule knew, but it looks like they had miscommunications and
they must have been miscommunicating because Rocky looks at Yule and he's not looking at the scout. So if they run in at the same time, there's a great chance that at least one of them is going to be able to polish off Rocky, and they might get the round out of it.
Exactly. So overall, this ended up in the favour of Jasmine with a small Uber advantage. Soul is annoying Rocky behind.
Soul dodges
an air shot.
Oh, it's always a bit of a pyrrhic air shot there when you hit the shot and die anyway.
Yeah, so we have Elmo still on the sniper. He's going to probably hamper any flank aggression, which is what they're trying to do, it looks like. No, they're just playing back. They don't want to get mulched by this Uber because they figure that they're at the disadvantage. Starting to walk forward, and Soul is going to get... No, Yule is going to get called out. Why do they all have the same effect? So, Geo is, after taking bats, the stickies aren't there actually. It almost cleans up Geo, but they need someone on the cap or else we might see a regress out of no safe word. So no one is on the cap right now. And Madness is forward in lobby. No one's capping, guys. Gotta get back. Alright, they're finally capping Madness. Is it
Elmo's still on sniper.
No.
And the Uber's being traded at last, and they still haven't capped second. I think they could be in a bit of trouble in post, but they get all the frags, so ignore what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm talking about. Elmo gets a frag.
What is this
who
game?
else on Jasmine is going to get a frag? Just name them. I could just start saying things and they'll prove me wrong.
Yeah. Money. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is going to be grand. Man, it'd be pretty unlikely if money started falling from the sky right now.
Yeah.
So that's 3 rounds up. They have 5 minutes. It's technically possible. I'm gonna leave it to this mid to decide that. If they roll in this mid, it's definitely possible, so we'll see what they can do. But I don't think Jasmine are gonna make the mistake.
I think there's also value, like, just in knowing that they can beat Jasmine for a few rounds on this map. So I think they'll still be trying hard, even though they might not be able to get the map win. I think it still means something to them. Rocky is going to be the first player to go down. Gio the second. Starting off, great mid for no safe word. Soul's going to take the pack. Paulson's going down as well.
I should die here.
TJ chasing. Can he get the shots out? He's so close. Elmo's doing a great job in protecting him. He's chasing with the Boston Basher. And Yule deletes him from the universe.
Yeah, definitely. So they do have the chance to get this round, especially because Jono wasn't healing. If they go straight away, they don't have the players to really stop. And it looks like that's what they're doing. Enrith is walking lower. We'll see if he ends up moving up. Yeah, they're moving straight into the point. They're spamming the sentry that's going up straight away.
This is a good decision.
Only up in like
I know that Jono hasn't been healing. They've got to get time on point though.
Yeah, there's no one really to stop. The fire's going to get bounced back, and they can't block the point. They finally get it on with the Uber. That's really unfortunate. If they couldn't block in time,
they can get hideout though. They can get hideout in post.
Yeah, they do have the flag disadvantage, and Geo is forward. Enrith is trying to take the fight. He's testing his bets. Madness runs it behind and starts demolishing things, and Enrith does get pinned down. It's just 3 players. Hertz actually wins the fight with Madness, and Soul is lower.
considering going for it, but
Hertz is feeling cocky as well. They're not getting anything done yet, and they're trying to forward, but they need to be really worried about this back cap, as it's always a present idea in every head of someone playing Badlands. Elmo does lose a fight to Hertz, but it's cleaned up, so they end up trading players. Soul in. No, hit the midi.
Yo.
Oh, he doesn't hit the midi, but Geo ends up cleaning out. Geo on the shotgun pocket now. I don't know how long he's been up on that, so we should see. But they have 3 minutes, and I'm willing to say it's probably dead time right now, as Enrith is getting forwarded back in this choke, and Geo goes down very low, and probably just going to take heals and walk forward. And we'll see what they end up doing. We have TJ forward and resub. I think he got called out. Soul is forward on Haunter, just balcony, just trying to see what he can do. Soldier aggression onto second is going to probably get Madness cleaned up, but he's kiting these soldiers around like nothing else.
Nice rocket from Geo. Oh, TJ gets annihilated. Yule is on 1 health on Spire. Can Elmo hit the shot? Oh yes, he can.
This is done.
Elite scout playing.
We have 2 minutes 48. This is dead time, but I want to see if maybe Jasmine could pull out another round. Nice pitch actually from Rocky.
I think they might be able to.
Yeah, definitely possible. They have 2 minutes and they have this super advantage, and it's Jasmine, so they're not ones and not they're not a team to not use the uber advantage as best they possibly can. So they're starting to get aggressive in lobby. If they lose a play, might hold some aggression, so they're being a bit careful. Rocky finally getting this cap as players are starting forward back. They got 2 in resupply, so we might see a bit of aggression. Hertz goes down to half health, and they're super forward in lobby.
Them. Drop down.
Yeah, and doing a good job of it too, and they lose Madness behind as well. And finally on the cap, can anything stop this? Yeah, they do. They forward in Uber. They do have the Uber. They could still make this work. They need to aggress. They're getting onto the scout, and he's going to die, but Rocky misses the Uber and
Oh,
Locke gets the
nice
sword.
play from Locke.
And they know Rocky's here and he's likely caught, so he's just going to try and delay for players. He doesn't end up surviving very long.
Still 2 minutes left, so there's still time for something on either side, really, but more likely to be Jasmine. Yauch can get caught on Graybridge here. He takes so much damage, and it is going to be Jono to finish off the kill. That's almost disastrous. Soul is going to be able to get the frag. He's going to jump back onto the spire. Trading. Oh, this is going to be a wipe for Jasmine, or close to it. Only Rocky and Amanda staying up. Rocky in onto the demo. Can he hit the shot?
Oh, he
not
doesn't.
quite. Should have. That's another 1,000 hours in MG. He's going to subject himself to.
Edith, yeah, just playing like an air ballerina and dodging shots. This is still there though, actually. Looking at it, he's trying to get a last.
But no one can block.
We'll see if he can win this fight with Yule on the back. He's just messing around. He's just annoying players. They know he's there, and he's probably not going to be able to get that much because of it. We'll see what he ends up doing in the end, because he's just jumping onto the point. But they're all there, and they're not going to have any of it. There's no way. He jumps back in the lobby, just annoying them. Those people are just exchanging spam, and did he get out? Am I? No. Yeah, he's in the lobby. He wins the fight with Hertz. This isn't. That's a bad idea. You don't want to be running back and taking 1v1s with Madness. And Paulson kills Soul on the side as well. 46 seconds. It's definitely possible for them to win. And Locke starts breaking this in through onto Rocky. Missing rockets as Locke just plays around him. And they're just trying to break through this. Elmo and Sniper, he knows he hasn't got that much time, so he's going to be probably messing around here. He hits the ash onto TJ and then... Oh my god! Elmo's just going absolutely ham right now. It's 2 fantastic shots, and then Soul jumps onto Spy. We'll see if he can hit anything else. I'm keeping my cam on Elmo. He kills the demo man. He hits the soldier for a body shot, I believe. And oh my god! Elmo is absolutely nuts. He hits the Soul as well. Elmo is a god right now, and he kills. Is that a 4 or 5k? Hertz just leaves the server.
They are all dying.
Hertz just leaves the server. He doesn't like.
There's 5 seconds left, but I think I would leave too.
Yeah, he dies. I can't believe that. Somebody clip that. Anyway, that was a good game overall. A bit closer than Gullywash, I'd say. Actually, no, I don't know. It was a bit back and forth.
What was the score on Gully?
I think it was 5-3.
Okay.
So, I don't know, take your guess. It's about the same difference between rounds, but I don't know, it's interesting. We did say, when yauch was with us, we were talking about how it is a bit of an uncomfortable map from Jasmine, at least back in the era of Ego. It was the map that they pretty much knew that they weren't going to be able to take away from Ego. And coming into it, they're definitely showing that maybe things have changed, as they were doing a lot of good plays on this map, and they brought it back. So yeah, so good map overall. I don't know if we're going to be doing interviews, so I'll just see. Okay, so we're not doing interviews tonight, we're just going to be doing logs, and then we'll call it. So I'll get the logs up on our screens right now. Alright, so let's look. I'm going to do them up. Alright, so first thing I noticed is Geo going 33 for 15 and doing 300 DPM. That's something that you want on your team, and Geo absolutely demolishing that map. And he was running shotgun, pocket, and taking a lot of heals, but he's taking about the same heals as he did without shotgun, and doing a lot more work with it, so it's cool to see. And then we see in frags now, it's the top 3 is dominated by Jasmine Tea members, then followed by TJ, who barely broke even, and then Hertz, who didn't break even. And Hertz only hitting the 170 DPM mark, that's pretty embarrassing. It's always awkward when you don't... It wasn't a super stalemate game either, but it's always awkward to not hit the 200 DPM as a scout. It's usually the mark you want to be hitting. Paulson actually at low on frags, but doing a lot of damage overall, kind of matching Enrith. Actually, Paulson behind Enrith in damage by a significant amount, about 1,000.
Enrith was the top healed player, even though his heals didn't differ that much from Paulson's in terms of percentages. Their heal distribution was a bit more oriented. Really, the player who had an interesting heal distribution, I suppose TJ took 22%, which is high for a scout. I think, like, some of the overall things, I think everyone's damage has been hurt a bit by the fact that the first round was so stalemate and long. I think that has contributed to the fact that Hertz and Rocky and almost TJ and Sol have fallen under that 200 DPM mark. I think in a game which had been more free-flowing from the start, you probably would have seen them get past that mark. I think Enrith and Yule had like a really interesting game to look at, because you can see that their damage is almost second and third highest in the server, almost on a par with Geo. But unfortunately, their kills, well, Geo had 33, Enrith and Yule only had 28 combined. And that's something which they're going to have to look at and sort of ask, is that happening because they're not quite doing enough damage? Is that happening because the damage that they're doing is in the wrong places, or that they're focusing on players who are still really healthy? Is it their role in the team to focus on just putting out damage rather than getting those kills? And that's something that the questions that no safe word you're going to have to answer. But it's certainly something to note that the combo of especially Geo on Jasmine appear to be much more sort of oriented towards fragging. Whether or not that's because his team allows him to do that, it's just something that both teams are going to have a look at when they watch the game again.
Yeah. That was a really good match to watch, actually. I think that this is supposed to be the sneak peek to playoffs, or grand finals, rather. These Jasmine, the first seed, no safe word, obviously the second seed, followed by Damage Inc. and Right Wing Death Squad. If I'm correct, I think those are the seeds. I might be wrong on the third and fourth, but those should be the teams in playoffs, and that will be what we're going to be covering very soon, next week or the week after, if I'm correct. And I'm really looking forward to it. These teams, this season has been really strong. The top three the top four, especially, it's been really close competition. The Right Wing Death Squad and Damage Inc., both third and fourth seed, have been challenging, not to the extent where it's a super close matchup with the first and second teams, but not to the point where it's a complete roll, and together they are super closely matched. So it's definitely a bit of a mixed bag of where teams are going to end up. The seedings are pretty close to each other, so I'm looking forward to cast that very soon. Do you have any closing words for the stream?
I think we're really lucky to be able to still see really competitive, really quality TF2, and I think that both teams should be really commended for the effort that they've been putting into this season. I know that no safe word are going to look at this game, they're going to analyse what went well, what went poorly, and I know they're going to be back even stronger for finals, and so I'm really looking forward to it. And everyone who's joined us tonight, I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well.
Definitely. Alright, so this has been the final week of ozfortress main season. Tonight we casted Nature Walk versus Right Wing Death Squad, and Jasmine Tea versus No Safe Word, and I hope you guys all enjoyed. I'm Sage, I've been joined by Fear and Yauch. Say hello. Say goodbye, rather, not hello, what am I saying? And Wiethoofd on production. I'll catch you guys hopefully next week, and have a good night.